from pink dolphins in the Amazon to albino humpback whales down under. Here are 18 unusual and unique marine mammals. 18. Cuvier's beaked whale. Did you know this creature once had a reputation for being something of a cryptid? In medieval folklore, the water owl, or Ziphius, possessed the head of an owl, a wedge-shaped beak, and the body of a fish. Ziphius, in Latin, refers to sword-like, and could have been a reference to the creature's fin, which was said to cut through a ship's hull like a sword. Well, these days, Ziphius is better known as Cuvier's beaked whale, and you cannot miss him at some 23 feet long and weighing around 5,500 pounds. Now, while the fins do not cut through ships, they are the most widely distributed of the beaked whales. 17. Panda dolphin, more formally known as Commerson's dolphin. They are smaller oceanic dolphins found in the Indian Ocean that comprise two geographically isolated subspecies. The principal subspecies has sharp black and white patterns and is found near the tip of South America, while the second largest subspecies has patterning that is less sharply delineated and has lighter gray patterning along with a white band on its underside. 16. Fin whale. Now, after the blue whale, this is the world's largest animal, growing to a confirmed length of some 85 feet and a confirmed weight of 82 tons, but some specimens have been estimated at up to 126 tons. It's found from polar to tropical waters, and given its immense size, the creatures can move pretty fast, traveling around 25 miles per hour for short periods of time. While they generally travel in small numbers, they sometimes form pods of more than 100 individuals during feeding periods. Did you know that healthy adult fin whales can live for up to a century? 15. Pygmy sperm whale. This animal comprises two of the three existing species of the sperm whale family. They're a bit larger than their dwarf relatives, weighing around 880 pounds and about 11 feet long when mature. Both species share very similar traits and characteristics, though. They both tend to move slowly in the water and remain motionless at the surface. And both are unique among cetaceans in that they will expel a type of reddish ink to evade predators. That's something you'd expect more from a cephalopod, like a squid. 14. Polar bear. Now, most sources recognize this carnivorous beast as the largest species of bear, although the Kodiak bear is very close in size. Polar bears can weigh more than 1,500 pounds and can measure up to 10 feet in total length. They display a number of adaptations to their frozen Arctic environment, including sharp, stocky claws and large, furry feet that give them good traction on the ice. And did you know that underneath that stark white coat, these bears have black skin that absorbs heat and sunlight? These big critters prey mostly on seals, and they spend so much time on the sea ice hunting those animals that polar bears are classified as marine mammals. In fact, they are excellent swimmers, known to swim continuously for up to 9 days in freezing waters and covering a distance of more than 1,000 miles. 13. Dugongs. Along with 3 species of manatees, dugongs comprise one of the 4 living species of the order Sirenia. The medium-sized marine mammals are the only ones that are strictly herbivorous. They can measure up to around 10 feet long and weigh upwards of 2,000 pounds. Now, much of that weight must come from the bones, which are recognized as among the densest known in the animal kingdom. 12. Manatees. So we just told you that dugongs and manatees belong to the same order. Well, these creatures, manatees, can grow larger, weighing up to some 3,900 pounds and measuring up to 15 feet long. Creatures that big tend to move slow, but in short bursts, these guys can ramp up the speed to around 20 miles per hour. Like dugongs, these animals are mostly herbivorous, but will eat fish on occasion. Along with being related to each other, manatees and dugongs are more closely related to elephants than they are to other marine mammals. 11. Amazon river dolphin. Now, these pink dolphins comprise the largest river dolphin species in the world, measuring over 8 feet long and weighing more than 400 pounds. Also called the boto, the animals are noted for their unique pink coloration and for having a flexible neck, allowing it to move its head from right to left. Now, these dolphins are known to feed on over 50 species of fish, including catfish and piranha. And even though their eyesight is good, the pink river dolphin targets the prey through echolocation, similar to bats. It's found swimming through the Orinoco and Amazon River basins. 10. Long-finned pilot whale. Like the killer whale, this critter is actually a species of oceanic dolphin, and it can weigh more than 5,000 pounds and measure some 22 feet long. They're called pilots due to a belief that there was a lead or pilot in each of the groups. And their sickle-shaped pectoral fins are so long they can represent more than 25% of the critter's total body length. Pilot whales are often noted for a macabre behavior too. They are the species most commonly known for mass strandings on beaches. Most of the strandings seem to take place in New Zealand, but the creatures have beached themselves in other countries, including Northern Europe, the Americas, and Southern Africa. There's still no definitive reason given for this behavior. 9. Finless porpoise. There are 7 species of porpoise, and this is the only one that is lacking a true dorsal fin. You might have guessed that by the name. Well, in place of a fin, these critters have a ridge that's covered over in thick skin. And while they can reach about 7.5 feet long and weigh more than 150 pounds, most of them don't get quite that big. The largest segment of the population has been located around the Yellow and East China Seas around the Korean Peninsula. A newly recognized species, the narrow-ridged finless porpoise, has been identified as native to China's Yangtze River, and that is the only known species of porpoise that lives exclusively in a freshwater environment. 8. Giant river otter. Weighing around 70 pounds and measuring up to 6 feet long, they are the world's largest species of otter, and these critters are exclusive to the La Plata and Orinoco river systems in the Amazon. They are the longest members of the weasel family and normally prey on turtles, fish, crabs, and snakes. These carnivorous marine mammals show a number of amphibious adaptations, including webbed feet, a wing-like tail, and dense, thick fur. Did you know that pairs of these animals are ferocious enough to take down caiman crocodiles, consuming that prey in less than an hour? And that means everything, including the skull and bones. 7. Blue whale. Sometimes a creature can just be too big to ignore, and that is certainly the case with this massive marine mammal. The blue whale is recognized as the largest animal ever known to exist. At nearly 100 feet long and weighing an estimated 200 tons, they are baleen whales or filter feeders with 3 distinct subspecies found in several oceans around the world, including the Indian and South Pacific Oceans. The ones in Antarctic waters tend to be the largest, which is kind of saying something when you think about it. And although huge, blue whales can attain speeds exceeding 30 miles per hour for short periods of time. And it is interesting to note that while the mouth is large enough to hold nearly 100 tons of food and water, the throats are extremely narrow. They cannot swallow anything bigger than a beach ball. 6. Beluga whale. Their distinct white coloration is not a result of albinism or leucism. It is an adaptation to the Arctic environment, and it allows them to camouflage themselves against predators like polar bears and killer whales. Some other distinctive traits include the beluga whale's protruding forehead. Inside is a malleable organ used for echolocation called a melon. It's a reason why these critters are sometimes called melon heads. Now, its head will actually alter its shape as the animal blows air through its sinuses to emit sounds, and some of those sounds could be human speech. 5. Narwhal whales. This animal was considered something of a myth, often referred to as unicorns of the sea, and that is understandable given the long horn that seems to grow from its head. Except that it is not a horn. It's really the whale's immense right canine tooth, more properly referred to as a tusk. That hollow tusk will grow throughout the whale's life, reaching a length of more than 10 feet and weighing around 22 pounds. 4. Southern elephant seal. Now, this may not appear to be the poster critter for sea creatures, but this big marine mammal is known to spend around 80% of its life in the water. The name is inspired by its proboscis, which kind of resembles an elephant's trunk, and for its great size. As befits the largest pinniped or seal, adult bulls can weigh nearly 9,000 pounds and measure close to 20 feet long, although some specimens have been estimated to weigh some 11,000 pounds. You wouldn't guess it from the bulk, but elephant seals have been recorded diving to depths of 7,000 feet to search for prey. 3. The 52 Hertz whale. The whales are not necessarily known for sulking underwater, but maybe that's what this one was doing when it was photographed motionless just under the water's surface. The critter was nicknamed the loneliest whale in the world because it apparently sent out songs in a cry for companionship at a frequency of 52 Hertz. Now, this happened in 2004. Since then, the animal apparently dropped off the radar. 2. Bottlenose dolphins. Their name is a reference to the animal's snout, which has a bottle-like shape. There are actually 3 species of these oceanic dolphins, and they all tend to favor temperate waters around the world. Males can weigh more than 1,400 pounds and measure up to 13 feet long, although those sizes will vary according to the habitat. They have a reputation for being highly intelligent and can communicate through pulse sound, body language, and whistling. 1. Mr. Migaloo. Humpback whales are well known for the size, being about as big as a school bus, and for their evocative songs. But the best known of this lot just might be a stark white specimen from Australia that was first spotted in 1991 off Byron Bay in Queensland. He was nicknamed Migaloo, an Aboriginal term translated as white fella. In fact, this fella is the world's only documented albino humpback whale. Now, to be fair, some sources do claim he could be leucistic or hyperpigmented.